5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
Today, welcome to the Live with Neve show. Even if you don't see me, I am here lurking behind the screen. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, folks. All right, so we have a great show for you today. I have Michael Butte, an excellent musical singer-songwriter. He has not arrived in the studio yet. However, I do have some music of his queued up, and we're going to listen to some of that. But before I get into that, we'll just start the day with today's wonderful news stories. Let's see what we can have. Actually, this is a cool story before I go back to the real important stuff. An ancient temple 2,000 years old, a remnant of an ancient civilization, has been found after it was mysteriously buried. It is located in Port of Pozzuoli, off of Lago Petria in Italy, which is near Naples, and it looks pretty wild. It is the essential Atlantis-looking thing, like the little fish tank stuff, so that's kind of cool for the news. Let's see what else we have here. We do have Silicon Valley's elite pouring money into blotting out the sun. I guess they're going to try and lower our temperature a little bit. That's cool. Let me move this out of the way for a second. So, it's Friday. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm really actually glad the weekend's here. This has been a hellish week. There's a lot of good that's gone on, some bad times and heartache and that kind of thing too. But, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. You're either the bug or you're the windshield. Okay, so more editors are leaving the LA Times for presidential endorsement scandal. And in other news, the Menendez brothers are set to get out of prison. It could happen even as early as today. Everybody's always assumed they were guilty, and so I'm going to reserve judgment because I've watched all the shows, all the crap on Dateline, blah, blah, blah. And it was, I don't know what to tell you, but hopefully this will be something a little more interesting. There is a satellite jammer set for delivery as flaws are fixed. We also have in other interesting news, what would house arrest look like? With a robot security guard. Now, contrary to what I and everybody else who heard this story thinks, it is not a robot that's going to follow you around or zap you with a laser if you misbehave. No, it's much more simple. It'll just be like your iWatch or it'll be on you, and it's a good idea. If you can have people, I think in general, people who are nonviolent, arrest them, put in house arrest. All these thieves that they keep letting out the door, no. It doesn't work because it's a revolving door. So you put them on probation, you make them pay $50 a month for monitoring. I don't know what the going rate is, but that way they're not running around, and if they are, their little iPhone thing. In fact, just to make it nice, give them an iPhone. That way, or not an iPhone, excuse me, an iWatch. Tie it into their phone, make it work with Android or Apple, and we'd be off to the races. Okay, I have a concerning list here. Wow, my screen just did something very strange. It took the video away. We do want to share the screen in a minute. I'm a little concerned because I don't have Mike here, and usually by this time my guests are here. I'm going to try to, what do we want to show? I'm going to put up a tune of Michael's. Okay, here we go. This guy is a tremendous songwriter, and I think when you listen to the sound of this song, you're going to be really impressed because it really is exceptional. The The quality of the production is outrageous. It's really an excellent product. I mean, it really, while we're doing this, I'm going to give him a call, see where he's at. But I hope, check this out. This is Michael Body. I think it's pronounced Boti, but I'm going to ask him when he comes on. Anyway, here we go. Without any further ado, Michael Bodi. Oh, yeah, that's really good, Neil. Here we go. And we're off to the races, peeps.
Familiar faces fading, a distant dream I can't define, I can't define. These chains are slowly wearing, I tried in vain to hold back time. Ruby-coated memories, they speak to me with such disdain, with such disdain. I can't see behind me through the tainted window pane. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The view provides some clarity of what lies in front of me. The roots are broken, but my wings are open, come what may. Help me find my way. Help me find my way. To feel the ground beneath me, it seems too far. My hands are tied. My hands are tied. Sensory confusion, my sense of touch has been denied. To covet perfect dawn, the morning can't come round too soon, oh, round too soon. Walk into the garden and cut the fragile flowers in bloom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The view provides some clarity of what lies in front of me. The roots are broken, but my wings are open, come what may. Help me find my way. 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 Help me find my way.
How about it, people? Is that something? That is something good, man. I heard this track and it's the first tune I heard from him. Actually, there was a reggae tune. However, hello, Toby. It's good to see you in the house, girl. I'm glad you're here. The one and only girl from Wilshire Boulevard, Toby Simmons. She's got it going on in Los Angeles. It's in the music scene. She's got her finger on the pulse, hence why she's here. And that's all I can say. So we have a great guest today. I'm really glad he's here because there was some elements of fuckery going on here, which happens sometimes, unfortunately. But it's okay because he's here now. And rather than sit here and yak, I'm going to be due for a commercial break in a minute. So I'm just going to bring him on and say hello rather than go through my normal monologue. There's about a bunch of crappy news. The only thing which we will talk about is the elephants. Should they have the same rights as people? I don't know. I love elephants, but what the hell? I just don't know if they should be humans. I think, it'd be kind of hard to get them clothing and shit. But at any rate, I'm going to run a quick ad just to get some of my patrons, let them, get their money's worth. If I run an ad for you, it gets played. I will definitely take your money, but I will always do more than I asked for. We got one or two more. Come on here, peeps. Let me see. Where is it? Here's our friend from Ireland. You'll never guess where he's from.
Like a melting flake of snow this year. I won't be sad to see it go.
Hi, I'm Darren F. Flynn, a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and I'm on Live with Need.
I would have said it couldn't happen here.
All right. We're back, and we're going to get live, and let's just, without further ado, bring Mike on. Good afternoon. How are you, man?
My man.
Peace and love, man.
We finally got
I'm much happier now. I was sitting here scratching my head. I'm talking. I'm looking at stuff. And, of course, I'm like, I have his number. I've sent this out. But what happens is they changed my streaming software slightly. And it didn't really translate. So now you can have one room logged that you use for everything. Somehow when that happens and you have this spot, I don't know what happened, but I was in the room. I sent you the link. I was in the room. I was all set to go. And I left, went grocery shopping, did all this stuff. Technical perfection, and here we are. But
Dude,
it all works.
You're fleet of foot. Look how you fixed it so quickly.
Hey, man, I'm just happy, That's the essence of life. It doesn't matter how you fall down.
Can I tell you why you're happy? Can I tell you why you're happy? Because you and I are looking at the same sun as you are sitting up there in the Big Apple. I'm down here in the city of brotherly love, and we are staring at that same.
Oh, you're close. Wow, man. We'll have to hang out. I'll come see you guys. That sounds great. Wow. So let's just start with the basic who, what, where, and why that people always want to know. I know we've probably told this a million times to different interviews, but it's an interesting story. So how'd you get started in the crazy business of rock and roll?
Oh my goodness, the topsy-turvy world of music. Yeah, so I'm still, I guess, relatively a newbie. And you've heard this story before. So even though I've told it before, you've heard this before. So when COVID quarantine came, you know what I'm going to say. I wasn't traveling for work. My daughter wasn't going to 50 sports things. Everything shut down. And I had always been the guy in the corner, playing guitar, writing songs for years and years and years, but never even considered ever trying to do something. And then my daughter was a drummer in a couple of bands from a local music school, Let There Be Rock.
That's great.
And she was like, Dad, why don't you try to do music? And I'm like, what do music? What do you mean by do music? I'm just playing in the corner. Right. Well, I bought a DAW. I studied voraciously on how to make demos and record demos and all this stuff, and sent them out on Facebook and that kind of thing. And, met my producer that way. It's kind of one of those stories. I sent out demos, met my producer. So here I am. That was late 2020, I guess. So here I am about 4 years later.
I am totally blown away because in a short time, you've developed a great following and you've got great stuff out.
Thank you.
You write prodigiously. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm amazed at your output. Welcome to the show, and I'm glad you're here. That's great. Well, now let me go back a little before that. When you were in high school, did you have any inkling you were going to play guitar at that point? Were you one of those guys like me, Beatles or Led Zeppelin, and just had to do it?
No, it never worked out that way. So I will say this: musically, though, I remember in 5th grade, me and my best friends were taking drum lessons.
Right.
That was kind of where it started. It was all because of Neil Peart from Rush. I first heard Rush, and I think it was Moving Pictures, and I thought, oh my God, I want to do what that guy does. So we all took lessons in 5th grade. None of us passed, but there was the 6th grade talent show that I did win with my best friend playing drums and my other friend singing with me. It was a stick song from Pieces of 8. So in 6th grade, I won a talent show, but never considered ever doing anything until 4 years ago. So I think I screwed up.
No, I don't think so, because you've got something right, and I love that because music is one of those things that people can get enlightened, and somehow it just hits them, and then like you studied a lot or your producers taught you a lot because the production of your stuff is phenomenal, and I get lots of records. I hear tons of bands out there, but you paid a lot of attention to the detail on your new tune that I just heard, and then the one that I played right when you came on, which was My Way.
That's a tough one. Yeah, thank you for playing that. That's near and dear to my heart, that one. So when I came on, I saw you playing that. I thought, oh my goodness, I don't listen to the song obviously, but it's nice to hear it.
Well, you know what? Next time you come on, I'll just make that your walk-on music because it's always good to have something hip. Who knows? By the time you come back on, you might, the way you write, you might have something maybe coming right back at us.
I will tell you the plan right now is every 6 weeks. So you mentioned I just had a release October 18th, which was a different direction for us. Mirror is a big modern rock song, piano. We evoke the sounds of like Evanescence and Linkin Park in that one, and that's going to be the theme for the next 3 releases.
Who sang the female vocal parts?
In what?
On one of your records, I noticed there's a girl singer on the cover, so I'm assuming.
No, I'm the only singer. No, that's me.
No, okay, it must have been in the feed, and I was just in a hurry because you weren't here. I'm like, okay, we'll pluck a couple of more out, just in case you didn't show. I wanted to have a nice little. I was going to do the show anyway. I was going to say, well, he's missing in action, but we're going to do it anyway. So nothing rattles me, man. We're here to have a good time, talk music. What do you write about?
Oh my goodness, write about? Well,
I mean, what motivates you thematically? Is it catharsis? Is it a little of everything? Is it a little bit of frustration sometimes, love sometimes, pop song? How do you do it? What's your usual methodology writing songs?
So if you've read any of my posts, and I got to get a little bit better at this, but I typically use a hashtag called Music is My Therapy. So for me, writing and playing, Neve, I will tell you, that's how I make it through this crazy world, man. And we all have our shit, man, all of us. I got it, you got it, all of us. And people do different things to keep their mental health in check. Now, some people might use proper therapy maybe, or proper medications, or diet, exercise, whatever it may be.
Alcohol, liquor, and whores. I mean,
that's
we've all got our vices. I haven't drunk in 6 years, so I'm saying that really just to be dramatic and what can I say? We all have our vices and, slices of vices, as I say.
Exactly. So, yeah, like I'm saying, people do different things to keep their mental health in check. For me, that is why I write and play music. It's for me, it's therapy, and that is it. All the stuff that's kind of come with that has been just unbelievably amazing. But for me, it was just trying to get shit out of my head and keep my shit together, if you will, through song. And then here I am talking to you.
That is so cool because I believe music is the best therapy of any kind. And, we've all had things in life that can be stressful or terrifying or combination of both. And with COVID and existential angst and all this shit, we got wars and chaos. I'm still sitting here kind of chuckling and just going, I got a front row view of the apocalypse. If they decide to hit us, I'm going to be like, I got a 6 second before the blast wave hits my house. So I don't drink anymore, but if I hear on the radio and the sirens are going off, I might have to run down to my neighbors and just top one off. I don't know. What do I have no idea. It's such a weird time we live in. And, I think for helping our audiences, music and entertainment, I always joke, my show is really cheap therapy. Come on, we'll talk about whatever people want to talk about. And I've had a couple of times, we had some kids, it was interesting to me, they were interested in Muzak, the corporation. Apparently there's a bunch of young, I don't know what generation they fit into, but they're in the 18 to 25 group. And they were interested in the songs of Muzak and what we're playing at the Trade Center the day that 9/11 happened. Because I worked for Muzak, they hooked me up, and they were really interesting guys. And it was cool because there was one of the guys lived in England, and he was so shy and in his little shell, and you could tell he was really sheltered, and he didn't have a dad. So I swear there was 5 band guys on. We're all sitting there going, all right, we're going to get you going. If you don't have a dad, don't worry about it. You're coming with Uncle Neil. We're going to bring you to New York. We're going to hook you up, man.
Oh my goodness.
But we kind of gave him a little confidence, and he needed it. You could tell he was a lonely kid, man. He could either get blown in a good direction or a bad direction.
Yeah.
And, it was neat how a lot of people who were watching the show. Here's Jay. All right. Hey, buddy. What's happening? Do you know Jay Luke?
Dude, he's my man, Jay, my brother. I'm so happy you're here.
My brother too, man. Jay is great. He's been a friend. He's one of my first guests. Look at this guy.
He lives about an hour and a half from me, or 2 hours.
He's up in somewhere in New York.
Scranton, Oliphant.
Scranton. He's up there where Biden roams around at night.
Yeah.
Jay, have you ever seen Biden in his nightgown roaming around looking for an ice cream or something? Yeah, they send him home when Jill needs a break, just a mental health break. She ships him up there, a couple of Secret Service. Nobody recognizes him. They bring him down to, one of those muffin places, and, Joe just does his thing, I think they should start a dance. Not to be mean, but just to be funny. The guy is the president, whether you're a right-wing total jerk or you're a left-wing total jerk. The guy's been our president. Once he's gone, you don't have to pick on him. It's like Jimmy Carter, man. I love the guy. I didn't think he was the best president, but I would go up and meet Jimmy Carter any day and break bread and say, what a great guy you are, because he loved our country. And he was, people try jobs sometimes that they're not the best at, but, they get it done. And Carter, he didn't get us into any major wars. I'll give him that. Kind of the Iran thing, I don't blame him for any of that. I know some of my Republican friends will go in a frenzy, but, people, you kick the ball back and forth. Cut all this shit, or as Joe would say, cut the malarkey. We're here to talk music anyway. Got the malarkey. I don't even, my grandparents didn't even use the word malarkey. But, I don't like picking on. Yeah, I'm not sure what generation. That's like my great-grandparents probably, but.
It's like shizzle. I think shizzle, is that still a word? Shizzle?
Schnizzle? I think Snoop's into the schnizzle my whizzle or nizzle or whatever the hell he's talking about. But I kind of like Snoop Dogg because he just seems to be hanging around. He's got a comfortable level of cannabis in his bloodstream. He probably has a medicinal calculated level that he's got to keep a certain intake going, which is fine. But he's always just, you see him in the weirdest places. I see him gliding into Martha Stewart's living room. I'm kind of like, man's got it going on,
Opposite the tract.
Hey, Martha was looking for dates for a while, man. It was really terrible, though. They were talking about it on, of course, Don Imus's show about 5 years ago before he passed. And of course, there's got to be one guy in the, band people, radio people, we're all the same jerks. Half the radio folks are musicians, talented entertainers of some kind. And it's just kind of funny, some of the things that you encounter. So how often do you play out with your band?
So that's the interesting thing. So the Michael Bate Band, as we know it, is me here in the city of brotherly love, and my producer, who's about 10 hours away. And I've never sat in a room with him, and we're on 10 releases, and we have 4 more already done.
Hey, man, you got to work. You obviously have a workflow that's working, and with your 6th week.
Yep, I have a local studio. I do things here, send my files to him. He does his things, and then we do the dance and the mixing and mastering phase. And it's pretty interesting because we're back and forth 100 times. But that's how we do it, man. Every note you've heard has just been the two of us.
Wow. Well, I heard it, and I don't know anything about you. Just I've been listening to you. Like over the summer, I started listening to you, and And you'd pop up in my feed, so of course I'd go check it out, and I kept going, good songs, hence we're here, and I think it's great. I love hearing success stories where people go in and they just get going because they have a dream. And in my career, I've helped a lot of songwriters who came up, did sort of like what your producer does. You know, I'd have people call me up to be in the studio, and sometimes, you know, it ends up a friendship that lasts for a lifetime. And, you know, I have a home studio. It's very nice, you know, quite comfortable. I've got PreSonus 16 board. I've got all the toys and preamps and good stuff. And, you know, it's funny because all this gear, if you don't have the soul, like I can just tell looking at you, you're a good guy, you know, positive human. You go in there and you got all these great toys. I think it's the best therapy and fun.
It is.
I could sit with 3 guys in a room and play music till the cows come home. And I don't even have any cows, so
I don't have cows.
They'd have a long walk.
You're in the city, man.
Yeah, so are you living in Philly proper, like downtown, or where?
No, I'm 25 minutes.
I was wondering if you go out in the morning in Kenswick and have a cup of coffee and look at everybody all slumped over. What is up with that?
I'm like
New York has got, we're as fucked up though as it gets, and I haven't yet seen that drug here because I'm always looking around to see. My head's on a swivel. I've grown up in this area, and
city,
you know, it's only gotten weirder. It used to be in the 70s, Times Square was like Sodom and Gomorrah, you know. Then they turned it all into Disney World. Well, now it's starting to get more like Gomorrah. Is it between 41st and 44th? I don't know. Some people like it. I find the personal.
I'll never forget an interview that the band, one of my favorite bands in the world, one of them is the
Me
band.
too.
And they interviewed during the last waltz, and I'll never forget Robbie Robertson was describing one of their visits to New York City, and he goes, I think it was Levon Helms that said, "Wow, that's an adult dose." Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. An adult
that was
dose.
very vague, but you know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, and you know what? He was just my hero. I'm a singing drummer too, and I just grew up listening to Levon and Don Henley, and there was a few other guys. Only reason I did it, because I had a singer who we couldn't live without. We played Journey, Night Ranger, all this high-end vocal. I can't sing that shit.
Who can?
And we'd been on the road, and we took a week off and he was going to leave at the end of the month. But that week off, we all came home to Tampa, and we had to drive to Fort Myers. So after another gig, Ralph and I drove down there waiting for the band. They all got there the next day. We sat out on the pier in the harbor at 3 a.m, just smoking cigarettes, drinking a little shots, smoking some weed, and hanging out. The band house had a band in it, so we couldn't go over there and sleep on the floor or anything. So we just hung out. The next day we get loaded in. And all day I'm calling this guy, the one guy that we really have to have him. And he decided to just give us a stuffing. And he called me and started speaking. He goes, no habla español. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, you're really bad at Spanish, and so am I. So what are you doing? He goes, dude, I just couldn't do it. I said, why? At least fucking call. Like, then I'm in total stress mode. It's alleged that this was owned by mob-type people, mobbed-up folks. And the guy, I don't want to say his name, but he was the kind of guy who just didn't move much. And he didn't have to. He was a big guy, sat there and looked at everybody. Yeah. You walk in, he'd be like, hey, how you doing, Neil? You know, you guys need a little money. He'd always roll in and he'd flip out the roll like a horse neck of money. It looked like a sandwich at the deli in New York, the famous one I go to all the time.
Cats.
Anyway, Cats, you know. It's like a sandwich from Cats of roll. He goes, like, here's $5. You guys, you know, get some food. And so we go up, we get to the house, we stock it, got a little money, you know, we're like, okay, John will be here, we get the setup, we have a great sound check, everything's going great. No John. 10 minutes before showtime, I got the message he wasn't coming. And I did what many bands have done. I'm like, oh shit. We rounded up every song that we could each sing, and we started doing it. And after the first set, it was a little ragged, but we got through it. And I go over, he's sitting there and he goes, what happened to the fucking band? And I said, well, Jamie left. He was I have to say, he was the front man. He looked great. He had the spandex pants, the hair. The girls loved him. We were playing all that Led Zeppelin. It was great. Had a great band with him. But we have to go up and we're playing Stone songs. We went from this to just like a garage band level in a 15-minute period. So we went on our way. It's just one of those lessons you learn. The guy said, you can come back anytime. You don't have to give me the money back. because I was like, oh shit, we already spent money. We're loading food out of the band house to drive our miserable ride home. And my wife, when I got home, was just like, what happened? She's probably glad I was gone for a week, but the next day I'm back. She's like, I'm here. So it's a funny thing. I find it so cool that you were able to, in 4 years, get it together to the level you have. I mean that all friendship and respect, because I don't see that often. I see everybody from the best to the worst, and I never try to. I said it a long time ago. I'm not here to shut on somebody's dream. And when I had a studio, if somebody came in and they weren't really good and they maybe didn't sing right yet, I'd try and teach them and make them sing good. Because if you do that in the studio biz, you'll have a client for life. If you help them and you don't rip them off when they're young and green, they will always come back to you if you're a straight up guy. And having seen so many, I say that I really am impressed with how you put it together in such a short time.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and take a break, and then we're going to play some more music. I just have to make sure my ads are played for my guys. And, for anybody out there in radio land, including you, if you ever want an ad, they're cheap. They're so cheap, even Donald Trump can't beat my rates. They're hugely big. Bigly, as he'd say. Somebody said something weird into my headset. I had my phone tied into it, and there was a voicemail, but go away. Run on. So we're going to play a quick commercial break. Remember, peeps, if you buy a couple of months of advertising, it roughly comes out to $20 a week. If you sign up for a month of advertising, it's $100. If you buy 4 months, it's $20, $80 a month. So it's cheap. I run them all the time. And when it runs out, if you have paid me, I'm not going to pull your ad. I might hit you up in a year and say, hey, I've been running the ad for 2 years now. You mind, buying another ad? But I don't do the hard sell with anybody, because I've been in a band. The band's got no money. A band trying to work their way up is so broke most of the time. Pooling their money to buy a PA and get records, and you know how it is. It's a tough thing. And the fact that you've done it so successfully, I just think it's great and really cool. So we're going to do a couple of quick breaks. We're going to be back with Michael Botte. Is that how I say it?
Botte, yeah, it's Italian, yeah.
Botte. Okay, you are. We're Paisan. I'm a Italia, from a big Italian family. My family, I'm an American, man. I've got everything in me, so I'm kind of a mutt.
I know.
But
Yep.
here we go. We're off to the races, Pete.
Hey there, it's Kevin Sorbo here, and you lucky people, you're live. You're live with Nev or Neve or Nevi. I don't know. I can't say the dude's name. Anyway, you're on live with him, so I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good thing.
I'm Neil from Live with Neve. We have an exciting connection for our veterans, country music fans, and there is something for everyone. Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. That's right, we've partnered with Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. See you soon.
There's some changes headed
Carlton Wilkinson,
like the Gulf
music
Stream
impresario extraordinaire.
rising, like some gale that's been blowing off this wild bird island shore. And I can't say where, and I don't know when, but some old door's been opened in the restless shade. Poor man sagging cigarette takes the subway home. Rich man folding old regret steps on the rundown below.
All right. So I'm going to cue up another tune here and play some more Michael Botte. I love your name. I'm having that brain lock thing right now because I said it bogey or some shit earlier. It's like when people go, "Hey, there's the guy's an Italian." When I moved south,
Yeah,
I'd hear that.
Italy. Yeah, it just rhymes with
I
latte. Think about coffee. It
yeah,
rhymes with latte. Latte.
it's funny. Oh man, I think we'd have a good hang. I'll tell you what. Let's see who we got to do. We've done all the advertising. Let's find a tune here. We have a great song called "Here We Go," and
Oh
I
wow!
think I think you'll like this. This
I
is your
haven't heard
newest
that
song,
one.
am I right? Oh, you haven't heard this in a while, huh?
No, that was the second song I ever released.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I picked stuff that I thought sounded good, so
It's your
I'm
show,
going to
brother.
tell you. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. We exit out of that one. Stop screen, and now we'll do it again. Oh, look at that. You're going to take over the show for a minute while I wander around the neighborhood. I'm going to do a Joe Biden check real quick. Oh my
Okay.
God, here we go. Yes, all right, peeps, here's our song, and I'm going to bring it right in right now. You're going to like this. Great production. Can you hear it okay?
Yeah, I can hear it. Maybe it's low. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to crank it up a little bit.
Just above the ground, the prism leaves break, the light into sound. Seasons change, collectively we all shout out.
Ah!
Seasons changing, and we are reborn. When the amplifier's ready,
Oops.
I open up the door. Celebrate my gathered friends, celebrate with me. For the rumbling of the autumn roar drops mountains to the sea. Come round the corner and enjoy the show. Collectively we all shout out, oh here we go. Here we go.
Turn that mic off.
You see him black and blue, I can guarantee. You might stay for a minute, but you can never leave. Just jump right on it, no need to rest. I've got you on the VIP list, my special guest. Celebrate my gathered friends, celebrate with me. For the rumbling of the autumn roar drops mountains to the sea. Come round the corner and enjoy the show. Collectively we all shout out, here we go. Here we go. I am here for a moment, I just wanna make the call. Trying to be patient. Come on. Celebrate with me. For the rumbling of the autumn roar drops mountains to the sea. Come round here, and enjoy the show. Collectively we all shout out, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Again.
All right, all right.
All right, all right. I think I may have lost you. So I'm not sure if I'm still being recorded here. However, if I am, allow me to take a moment and tell you what that song was all about. So you might notice the album artwork resembled like university, school, that kind of thing. So I went to Penn State University and I bleed blue and white for the football team. So that song is about me waiting all day long for an event that we call a whiteout. It's arguably the greatest show in college football. So that song is about me waiting all day for that event to happen, which is typically at nighttime. So Here We Go is just all about Penn State football and communities coming together in the fall for celebration. I'm not sure what's going on. Folks, I'm not sure if there's a technical difficulty, but it appears that I have lost Neve, so I'm not exactly sure if this is still being filmed. Maybe I'll just chat. So, a week ago, October 18th, was a new release for me called Mirror. Now, based on what you just heard, Mirror is very, very different. So when I started this gig with my producer, Bob Beals from Sound Foundation Studios, he and I started more in that kind of country rock world. And it just, for whatever reason, that's where we landed. How I was writing, what he was doing, we just kind of landed there. And it opened a lot of doors for me. It got me to wherever I am. Country rock got me there. Even got me to a record company. Oh, that might be Neve. No. Even got me to a record company deal about a year or so ago. Anyway, so I wanted to change direction and get more into that sort of modern alt rock kind of world, which is kind of more my love, I guess. So Mirror is all about just life being so freaking unfair. COVID affected different people in different ways. It affected my family very unkindly. So Mirror is all about just life being unfair. And a couple of the lines, if you listen to the lyrics, you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. So that just released a week ago. Very, very different. The radio play has been phenomenal so far. I'm getting message after message, which makes me happy. So if you have a chance to go listen to Mirror, my first kind of jump into the more modern alt work. Well, I guess that's my second jump into that world. But the next 3 releases are going to stay sort of in that genre, if you will. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for your support.